Most men do not fail in the bedroom because they lack skill or because they don't know enough tricks. They fail because they make one specific mistake at the worst possible second. Picture this scenario. You have found a rhythm, she seems responsive, her breathing is getting heavier, and everything feels perfect. And then you change it. You speed up, or you switch your technique. You don't do this out of desire, you do it out of a hidden fear that if you keep doing the same thing, you will be boring. But the moment you change that rhythm, the connection collapses. The intensity drops, and you are left wondering what went wrong. If you have ever heard the phrase, "That's perfect, don't stop," and yet your hands changed anyway, this video is your manual to fixing it. I am Dr. Emily Carter, and as a urologist specializing in men's health, I hear these stories every week. Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 clinical moves to mastering manual stimulation. But be warned, this isn't about learning complex tricks. It is about understanding neurology. We are going to decode how the female body actually processes pleasure, especially for partners over 40, so you can stop sabotaging the moment and start building real intensity. Let's begin with the first foundation, which I call move number 1, the safety signal. Before you even think about technique or rhythm, you need to clear the 2 biggest biological blockers to pleasure: friction and fear. In my clinic, I see this constantly. Men focus entirely on the motion, but ignore the texture. You have to realize that as women age, particularly after 40 or 50, the tissue becomes thinner and significantly more sensitive. A jagged fingernail or rough skin isn't just a minor annoyance. To a heightened nervous system, it registers as a sharp pain signal. And the moment the brain registers pain, the pelvic floor muscles clench, and pleasure becomes physically impossible. So the first step is hygiene. This is the unsexy part that makes the sexy part possible. Trim your nails, file them completely smooth, and warm your hands. But the safety signal goes deeper than just hygiene. It is about verbal consent. Before you begin, ask one simple question. Does this feel right? This is not just about politeness. Biologically, this question triggers a parasympathetic response. It tells her brain that she is in control and that she is safe. When the brain feels safe, the body softens. Without this signal, you are fighting against tension. Establish safety first, and the rest becomes easy. Once safety is established, we move to move number 2, the false start check. This addresses the most dangerous myth in men's health, the idea that wet means ready. Let me correct this misconception right now. Lubrication is a vascular response. It's about blood flow. Readiness is a neurological response. It's about the nerves waking up. These 2 things do not happen at the same time. It is very common for lubrication to happen before the nervous system is fully awake and receptive. If you rush in the moment you feel moisture, the body doesn't argue with you. It simply goes numb. It pulls back because the nerves are overwhelmed. So the technique here is patience. Ignore the moisture for the first few minutes. Assume the nervous system is lagging behind. Treat this phase not as starting the act, but as awakening the nerves. When you give the body those extra few minutes to catch up, you aren't just delaying gratification. You are ensuring that when you do move forward, the sensation is 10 times deeper. This leads us naturally into move number 3, the perimeter tour. Think about music for a second. You never start a song with the loud chorus, you build up to it. Yet, most men dive straight for the most sensitive point immediately. That is a mistake. Direct, intense stimulation too early can feel sharp, ticklish, or even irritating. Instead, use the perimeter tour. Stay external. Use the flat pads of your fingers, not the tips, which can feel too pointy. Circle the thighs, the hips, and the lower abdomen. By doing this, you are drawing blood flow to the pelvis naturally, creating a warm, heavy sensation that prepares the nerves for what is coming. And while you are doing this, watch the body language, not the words. Look for the involuntary signals: a heavy exhale, a tilt of the pelvis forward, a softening of the leg muscles. Only when you see these signals do you cross the threshold. If you skip the perimeter, you skip the buildup, and the result will always be mediocre. Now, we arrive at the most critical part of this entire video. If you forget everything else, remember this. Move number 4, the metronome. This is where 90% of men lose the moment. Here's the trap. You find a spot, she reacts positively, and because you get excited or because you think you need to perform, you think, faster is better, harder is better. No, that is wrong. The female nervous system works on a principle called summation. This means it needs repetition to stack pleasure. Imagine building a house of cards. Every time you change your speed, your pressure, or your position, the brain has to reanalyze the new signal. It effectively resets the pleasure counter back to zero. So the move here is to be boring. Yes, I want you to be boring. Find the rhythm that gets a reaction, and then lock it in. Become a human metronome. Do not speed up. Do not switch techniques. Do not try a new move you saw online. When her breathing accelerates, when the hips begin to follow your hand, that is not a sign that she is bored. That is a sign that the body is entering a trance state. The intensity is building inside her because the external signal is consistent. Your job is to be the rock. Let her chaos build around your consistency. Fight the urge to change. That discipline is what separates an amateur from a master. And finally, how do you end it? That brings us to move number 5, the soft landing. Near the peak, or right after the moment has passed, do not pull away suddenly. The nervous system is in a state of high voltage. Cutting the physical connection abruptly can feel jarring, almost like an abandonment. It breaks the trance too harshly. The move here is to de-escalate. Ease the pressure, slow the tempo down gradually, but keep your hand in contact. Place a firm, warm hand on the hip or thigh. That short after moment turns a physical sensation into emotional trust. It creates a positive memory that makes the brain say, I want to do this again. It's not about doing more, it's about doing one thing long enough for the body to trust it. So let's summarize. Tonight, stop performing and start listening. Trim your nails and ask for consent. That's your safety signal. Don't trust lubrication alone. Avoid the false start. Start on the outside, take the perimeter tour. Once you find the rhythm, lock it in, be the metronome. And finally, don't rush the exit. Give her a soft landing. If you can master move number 4, the metronome, you will solve 90% of the issues you face in the bedroom. Now, fixing the rhythm is step 1, but there's another factor. To be a metronome, you need endurance and healthy blood flow in your own hands and body. What if your own circulation isn't supporting you? In the next video, I am going to show you a specific morning protocol for men over 50 to naturally boost circulation and energy levels where medication often fails. If this video helped you understand the mechanics of pleasure better, please leave a comment with the number 1 below. If you are still confused or have questions, comment 0. I read every single one to help guide my future content. I'm Dr. Emily Carter. Remember, don't just change your technique, change your timing. I'll see you in the next video.